Imagine a time when danger lived quietly inside every home, not behind screens or passwords, but right there on the shelf next to the baby powder. From glowing clocks to lead-painted toys, the 20th century sparkled with innovation and a shocking amount of risk. Yet no one thought twice about it. Parents trusted ads, kids played freely, and the smell of freshly cleaned often meant toxic fumes filling the kitchen. Back then, we believed science could fix anything, and sometimes it nearly broke us instead. But those items, strange and unsafe as they were, built the world we live in today. So, grab your safety goggles and your nostalgia, because we're diving into 10 dangerous household items that were totally normal back then. 1. Radium clocks and watches. They glowed in the dark, a miracle of modern life. In the 1920s, radium-painted clocks and watches were sold as glamorous, high-tech, even healthy. Workers, mostly young women called the radium girls, were told to lick their brushes to make finer lines. For years, people slept beside these softly glowing dials, never realizing the radiation was slowly poisoning them. When the truth came out, it changed labor laws forever. Today, those eerie timepieces still glow faintly in antique shops, a haunting reminder that what once symbolized progress can sometimes be the most dangerous thing of all. 2. Asbestos insulation. If your grandparents' home felt warm in winter and cool in summer, you can thank asbestos, the miracle mineral. Fireproof, affordable, and used in everything from ceilings to toasters, it was the darling of mid-century construction. The problem? Those soft, dusty fibers were deadly. Millions inhaled them unknowingly, leading to lung diseases that surfaced decades later. By the 1980s, asbestos was banned, and entire industries vanished overnight. But for decades, it lined the walls of American dreams, silent, trusted, and lethal. Even now, renovation crews wear masks and gloves to remove it, unearthing the ghosts of 1950s comfort. 3. Lead paint. Every bright nursery once glowed with lead. Blue, yellow, cherry red, the walls, toys, and cribs of mid-century America were coated in it. The color stayed fresh for decades, but so did the poison. Children were especially at risk, nibbling on windowsills or inhaling dust. Parents didn't know. Paint companies certainly did. By the late 1970s, the truth came out, and the ban followed soon after. Yet many old houses still hold traces of that dangerous beauty beneath their modern coats. Lead paint is a reminder that even the prettiest colors can hide a dark story, one brushed on with good intentions and blind trust. 4. Mercury thermometers. Remember that sleek silver line rising inside the glass tube when you were sick? That was mercury, fascinating, shiny, and incredibly toxic. For nearly a century, every household relied on mercury thermometers to track fevers. Kids loved to tilt and watch the liquid metal move, not realizing it could be deadly if spilled. Eventually, digital thermometers replaced them, and schools began teaching just how dangerous mercury really was. Still, that image, mom shaking the glass, waiting for the red line to settle, lingers as a snapshot of trust in science before we learn to read the fine print. 5. Lawn darts jars. Backyard games weren't always safe. In the 1970s, families loved lawn darts, sharp, heavy, steel-tipped missiles that you'd toss at plastic rings on the grass. What could go wrong? Plenty. Over 6,000 injuries later, including some tragic stories, the U.S. government banned them in 1988. Yet, for those who played safely, lawn darts were part of the golden age of backyard fun, barbecue smoke, laughter, and a dash of danger. Today, their softer replacements feel tame by comparison. Because somehow, even knowing the risks, people still miss the thrill of those summer evenings when watch your head was part of the game. 6. Smoking indoors. There was a time when every dinner party ended in a cloud of cigarette smoke, indoors, around the kids, even at the doctor's office. Cigarettes were glamorous, advertised by movie stars and even cartoon mascots. Ashtrays were home decor. The smell was everywhere, in the curtains, the car, the very walls. Then came the warnings, the lawsuits, and the slow cultural shift. By the 1990s, smoking indoors was unthinkable. Still, many remember the ritual. Dad's lighter clicking open, Mom's voice fading through the haze, the faint glow in the dark living room. It was deadly, yes, but part of a world that felt strangely alive. 7 toy chemistry sets. Kids in the 1950s could literally blow things up, and parents encouraged it. Toy chemistry kits came stocked with real acids, alcohol burners, and sometimes even uranium samples for learning at home. Science was seen as magic, and every child could be the next Einstein. The smell of sulfur and smoke filled basements across America. By the 1980s, these dangerous sets were replaced by harmless volcano kits with baking soda. Safer, yes, but less thrilling. Those early chemistry sets taught a generation to explore, maybe recklessly, but passionately. And in a strange way, that curiosity helped shape the innovators who later made science safer for all. 8 hair dryers with no safety switch. Beauty came with a shock, literally. Mid-century hair dryers were heavy metal and had no safety shoot-off. Drop one in the sink, and it could be deadly. Yet they were symbols of independence. Women sat at vanity tables, drying their curls while listening to the radio or chatting on the phone. As safety regulations improved in the 1980s, these old dryers quietly disappeared from shelves. Today's models are safer and lighter, but that vintage hum, that slow, patient process of getting ready, is gone. A reminder that even beauty once came with a dangerous spark. 9 gas-powered irons. Before electricity reached every home, ironing clothes meant using gas. Yes, literal flame-powered irons. Housewives in the early 1900s handled them daily, balancing open fire on delicate fabric. The smell of singed cotton and fuel filled small kitchens, and burns were common. Still, these irons represented pride, crisp collars, neat homes, and care woven into every crease. When electric irons arrived, they felt miraculous. But those gas irons remain a symbol of resilience, the kind of hands-on danger people accepted in exchange for dignity and order. Progress made ironing safer, but maybe also a little less heroic. 10 baby walkers with metal frames. Before safety standards, baby walkers were mini vehicles of chaos, tall metal frames on wheels that let toddlers roam freely. Parents proudly watched as babies zoomed around, bumping furniture and occasionally toppling downstairs. In the 1960s, nearly every family had one. By the 1990s, hospitals had seen enough accidents to push for bans and redesigns. Today's walkers are safer, slower, and often stationary. But for many parents, the memory remains, laughter echoing through linoleum kitchens, the clatter of tiny wheels, the sound of discovery. It was a different kind of parenting, more trust, more risk, and maybe more joy. Looking back, it's easy to shake our heads and wonder, what were they thinking? But every one of these dangerous items came from optimism, the belief that innovation could only ever make life better. Yes, we learned from mistakes. We grew safer, smarter, and cleaner. But we also lost a certain daring spirit, that willingness to tinker, to trust, to live without overthinking every detail. Maybe progress means finding balance, keeping the safety, but holding on to that wonder. So, which of these household dangers do you remember? Did your family have one tucked away somewhere? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoy these deep dives into the past, please subscribe to this small channel. Together, we'll keep the memories and lessons alive.